right, guys. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Two Dumb Dogs. This is a little off the cuff here. We seem to have had about 30 minutes worth of this episode, or at least 20, have not been recorded. I guess we had some technical difficulties on Greg's end, and then I forgot to hit the record button again whenever we got reconnected. So, but as usual, it's Two Dumb Dogs. You didn't miss much. I just wanted to preface that about 10 minutes into this episode, you will hear the conversation completely skip and miss like we've just started. So, with that being said, I hope that this episode is still enjoyable. If you have anything to comment on it, please leave a comment. We'll read it at the next episode. And enjoy, guys. Thank you very much. Oh. All right, welcome to another episode of Two Dumb Dogs. We are in the middle of February. Greg just spent 30 minutes trying to find a dry patch of ground for his dog to take a poop on.
Yeah,
It
that was
is
rough.
it is blistering cold up here in North Dakota with a whopping negative 21 degrees Fahrenheit. It is frosty.
You win.
Yeah. The
You
highest
win.
for this whole week is like 7 degrees. It is chilly. All right, so let's get into some updates from last week. Okay, so I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast, but I got a lease signed, so now we are secure with that. Got the uncomfortable talk with the landlord done, and we're signed up. We got a lease, we're legal, we got the rent situated. We just had Paisley's birthday, the 10-year-old. She just turned 10, so that went good. Took
Tell
her,
her I said happy birthday.
yeah, we took her to Sky Zone with her 13-year-old friend and left her sister at home. Definitely wanted her to get that sense where like she could just have fun and not have to worry about her sister, you
You
know.
said Sky Zone. What's that?
Sky Zone, it's a trampoline park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you probably have something like that. Yeah, it's just a giant metal building filled with trampolines and foam pits and basketball courts and stuff like that.
For you, that's called Sky Zone. For us in our local area, it's Napa Dapa Doo.
Nabba-dabba-doo. That's even
That's
better.
literally the name of what you just described.
Nabba-dabba-doo.
It's
Okay.
a building with a green dinosaur at the top, a baby dinosaur for some reason, and above him is Napa Dapa Doo.
That sounds like a Flintstone fucking ripoff.
That's what I said too. I'm like, oh, the Flintstones are in here? And she's like, no, why would the Flintstones be here? I'm like, because of Napa Dapa Doo?
And
And
you
she
got a
goes, yeah.
dinosaur? I don't know.
The Germans have not connected the dots. It's okay. I'm not going to be the one.
Yeah, no. That was a funny joke. That was a funny joke. Just didn't land on the country. But yeah, we went to Sky Zone for an hour and a half. So okay, so we'll get this rant in early. Fucking the pricing for this bullshit. Oh my gosh. So for the first 60 minutes, they go by 60 and then 90 and then 120 minutes. So for the
Okay.
first 60 minutes per jumper is $20. So it's $20 an hour to jump. The after the first hour, it's only like $4 per half hour. So $8 an hour after the first hour.
Wow.
The membership, which you can come in for like 60 minutes a day, 90 minutes a day, or 2 hours a day, is only like so it starts out at $30. So I'm like, if you paid for the 2 hours, then you might as well just pay for the whole fucking for the whole month. It was ridiculous. And then of course the concession stand was ridiculous. They got this extra bungee jump thing for $5 extra, but none of the fucking employees are running it.
Is this a really, really cool place?
I don't know. Like it's the first time that we went. Like ever since I met Sammy, she's been saying that she had these coupons for Sky Zone. And we're like, well, we already got the socks, so we should be able to go for free at least once. But then she lost the tickets and everything. And like, so basically, like, I've been teasing Paisley with skyzone like all year. Like, oh, we'll save it for a rainy day. We'll save it for a rainy day. And then we're like, oh no, it's expensive as shit. But, I gave her, we sat her down yesterday before she went to bed. And I'm like, all right, so you got a couple options. When you get home from school, we'll have your gifts ready and everything. We can have a pool day where you and your friend we can go spend an hour or two at the pool just playing, being teenagers, whatever. You can go to the movies with your friend and watch a movie that you picked out. You can go to Sky Zone, and there was another one, but I forgot what it was now. But she had her heart set on Sky Zone. And which makes sense because like it's been so cold, she hasn't been able to do actually any fucking activities outside of school, really. You know,
Well, when you say that it's -20 outside, I can only imagine that there's one person outside and he's insane.
yeah, like she went outside a couple of days ago and helped shovel some snow because she thought she was in trouble. I'm just like, no, I just don't want you on your game all fucking day. But yeah, but no, she had a great birthday party. She got to open some Pokemon cards. She got two nice hits that were worth like $2.50 each. And then
Okay,
she got her first set of collectible figurines, like the Pop Funkos that I have. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Yeah, it's the little cartoon figurines. Like they make them for everything now, like Marvel, Disney, all that. And like I collect them for Naruto. They're just the little
Okay,
figurines. You've probably seen them around at the store or something. But yeah, so
sure.
she got a big, huge set of the four starter Pokemon with Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, and Pikachu. And I'm like, awesome. Now you got your own collectibles like that. And then as soon as we're done, I took her friend home because it's still a school night. I come back and she's just ripping the box open. I'm like, oh my God, it's a collectible. It's not a toy. I'm like, fuck, I'm that guy now.
Yeah, you are that guy now. You are definitely that guy now.
I was just sitting there
However,
explaining to her, I'm like, I know they look good and everything, but that's why we keep them in the box. Because after a month of them being outside of the box, the sun
they're
is
no
going to
longer
fade
collectible.
them. They're going to get dirty. They're going to get smudged. They're going to get stuff thrown on them. I'm like, it's a
Look, I
display.
haven't played cards in a long time, but don't you have like a sleeve or something that you can, or a triple sleeve or something that you can protect the collectibles in?
Hold on. So, for all those
He's
listening,
gone.
For all those listening that don't know what a Pop Funko is, I will give you a moment to turn your video on Spotify. Okay. So, Greg, this is what a Pop Funko is.
Oh, a toy. Okay, I've seen those
It's
in GameStop stores.
it's a figurine. It's not really a toy because it doesn't have motion or anything. It's just something to look at.
Okay, cool. I guess.
Yeah. I
Cool.
mean,
Do
like
you
if you're
like
gonna
it?
sit because like I mean, look at the fucking heads. Like their arms don't move or anything.
Well, when I look at that, I have this weird urge in my soul to kick it really hard, like a soccer ball. Just.
Just because you want to be a dick. That's just what you. It's because you want to be a dick. But anyways, like for me, I like them because they're displays. It looks better on my shelf than a poster. You can move them around. It's like having a collection that's its own display and everything. But yeah, no. So that's what I'm talking about. Yes, with the cards we have sleeves and everything, and she's gotten a lot better about that and all that stuff. But that wasn't the point. Um, where was I going? Yeah. So yeah, I'm that guy. I was already like, fuck no, you're supposed to keep them in the box. That's why I got you the Pokemon cards and the like we got her a Pokemon Lego set, which I'm like, yeah, that's the one that you actually play with. And then she got her this Candyland Bake Off small like mini game thing. So, but she was happy. And then yeah, her friend came over and then we went then yeah, it was we did what we could for having a birthday on a Monday and still going to school. And then Then we broke the news to her that we are leaving Thursday night to head down to Oklahoma to see
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Okay, it
Yeah,
looked
a
like
little
it
bit.
froze because
Yeah,
I'm
you are
moving and I'm
froze.
not. I froze.
Yeah. Oh no. Technical difficulty.
Oh no! What happened? Oh God!
All right, now that we
All
got that
right.
over with. All right. So previous point leads me into the discussion that I wanted to have with you. Is like, I don't know, like how do we start this off? Like, what are some things that you feel are completely different that change the way that you have to parent compared to what maybe your father went through, like say in the 90s? Because
Well,
you were born
the
in
ass
90.
whooping thing is definitely playing a role on how you and I were raised compared to how our kids are being raised.
The what?
The ass whooping thing is a huge thing that's different from that generation. And I mean, I could go with the obvious one. The digital world is very different. But because of the digital world, our priorities are different from the 80s to what are now. Just for an example, the price of rent and the price of a TV then and what it is now isn't the same at all. Like the rents, I'm paraphrasing because I don't have any exact numbers in front of me, but like if rent was $200 a month in the 80s for something, then
Hmm.
your TV was about $600 or $700, right? Whereas now it's the other way around, where rent is the more expensive thing compared to the luxuries that you have in your house. Although I'm pretty sure that depending on where you go and buy your shit, it don't really matter. But like the most expensive thing in your house back then was the fridge, the microwave, the TV. Those were very, very serious things to
Washing
own.
machine. Yeah.
Yeah, those were very expensive things to have in your house. It meant something to have a microwave in your house in the 80s. Everybody has a microwave now.
Okay, so I mean, my rebuttal with that to that be the thing that I noticed is that the prices of TVs has not changed.
No, they haven't. But our the way we deal with TVs has gone up. Having a
I
TV
know, no,
wasn't a
I get
given
it.
in the 80s.
I just like that's a stark reality. It's like the the price of your rent has quadrupled or whatever the word is for 5 times. You know,
Yeah,
pentafolded or whatever. I don't know.
square
Where like yeah,
rounded. It doesn't matter. We're two dumb
like
dogs.
I mean, yeah, because I'm paying nearly $1,200 a month now for my rent, and like the most expensive TV that I have is only worth $400, and that's a 75 inch. You know, my game console costs more than the TV does.
Also, the difference, of course, between that generation and our generation. You could go to college with a minimum wage job and you wouldn't be financially destroyed for the rest of your life. That concept is not feasible in this days. You can't do anything of that kind of remote if you want to, be fine financially. If we've accepted this concept of debt, that they would have that these numbers of debt that we have when we're talking about, oh yeah, I bought a car, a house,
No,
and
that
I have a
reminds me
4 year
of this
degree
this
from
clip that
school.
I watched where it's like set in the I think it was I want to say like the 30s or 40s where this couple comes up to a salesman selling washing machines, like the first washing machine, you know, just a tub and a
Yeah.
wringer, and he's doing a sales pitch. But then the man shows up, it's like, so how does it run? Well, you plug it up to the electricity and a water hose, and you're running. So then he just I mean I'm gonna butcher it, but he basically sells like so you want me to hire your machine so that I can pay the water company and the electricity company and become slaves to them. And like it's funny, but when you really look at it like that I had this conversation with Paisley before whenever I was talking about the Netflix and everything. I'm like, the fact is that yes, per month it's only like $10, $20. But it's like you want this, you want that. You want You want art supplies, you want Pokemon, you want your TV to work, you want the internet to work, you want the heater to work, you want the hot water to come on whenever you do it. And it's all these things that we've become reliant on as a society, but none of it we can do for ourselves.
My neighbor said something recently that was super funny. She said it took me 10 years to watch all 10 seasons of Friends.
Yeah. Like and that's the craziest thing too that I noticed. Like now that the fact is that almost all TV shows and movies are on demand, we are more attached to the TV than ever before. Like before the night before 2000, we would everybody would have like maybe three shows that they watch. And that's the only thing
And
that
they
they set
only
time
came
on.
on specific days of the week at a very
Mhm.
specific time. And if you missed it, you were shit out of luck.
People were on time. People were on time for shit because they knew that time waits for no man. Well, now time
Mhm.
waits for everybody, and you can do it on your own thing.
I,
But
I
we're
I know what
too,
you mean by that.
but we're too numb to notice the side effects of it. You know what I'm talking about? Like I feel like I'm
Yeah,
saying
because
the words, but like it's
it's
just
one thing when you try and talk about something to somebody in the form of addiction, but they see it as life. Like this
so.
isn't I need this. 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 And yeah, to especially in this digital world, I would agree with you that it does look like we're giving this kids a sickness that we don't recognize, or we have seen it symptomatically through people that we've seen on meth or crack or whatever. It does look like that
I
to
feel like
some
the
extent.
easiest way to simple it up is that we are raising, like we're becoming the animal in the zoo. We are living a life of captivity.
Yeah,
And
but
if
they
we are
felt that way
released to the
200 years
wild,
ago.
huh?
They felt that exact same way 200 years ago, especially with like the East India Company and the Dutch Company and all this trading back and forth over sugar, slaves,
Okay,
uh,
you're totally
spices.
muddling down my metaphor. That's getting a little bit too broad. When I'm talking about animals in a zoo, like we're getting used to our food being brought to the market. We know where to get it. We know when it's going to be there, so we don't have to spend energy on that. Okay? We know where our water's coming from. We don't spend time looking for water. We know where our electricity is coming from. We don't worry about these things. But then when our phones don't work, we freak out. Like Sammy's upstairs freaking out. Well, it's not freaking out, but she's getting angry
She's
because
freaking
her
out.
5-year-old phone is not running as fast as it should be. I'm like, well, when's the last time you cleaned it? When's the last time you refreshed it and actually reset the phone and everything? I'm like, it's the perspective of is like we still have this mentality that machines are supposed to last forever and they're not and they're rarely ever supposed sorry, excuse me. They're rarely ever supposed to mess up, right? Because that's what we've
Now,
got grown accustomed
things
to.
used to be built to last forever. Now things are built so you can keep coming back.
I
At least that's what I was
Okay, I
told.
think that's an oversimplification. Things were built to be repaired back in the day. Like a
Now things are
machine,
meant to
like
be.
a washing machine, it ran for 50 years because you only needed a $5 part to fix it, and you only needed a
Okay.
screwdriver and maybe one wrench and a pair of pliers to fix it. But nowadays, you have to take the whole thing apart, and chances are you're going to break some kind of covering while doing that. And then you got to replace the whole fucking thing. And then it gets to the point where like the product is so cheap that the repair costs so much more. And so people just throw things away. We're a disposable uh, economy right now. It's like people justify like I don't know like I got onto this thought the other day. I'm like the only way that I can justify using disposable stuff is if it frees up that much more time in my life to do something else more impactful. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I use my phone because so that I'm not stuck down here on the computer, so I can do stuff on the go. You know, like I eat out so that I don't have to think about that stuff. I dress in black so that I don't have to waste time thinking about my wardrobe today. That's time, that's extra time that I'm getting each day to do the stuff that I want. And like that I agree with. But to this point that we need stuff because the neighbor has it, that's what's led us down this path of like everybody has all these subscriptions, like this Rocket Money app that like goes through your finances and cancels all the unwanted subscriptions and shit. It's like it's that mentality that we've let our market go. Like nearly every business has a subscription service now. You can
Yeah,
sign
because
up
this is
for
how the future is going to
TurboTax.
be.
You can sign up
We
for
don't even have.
TurboTax and they could do it all year instead of just doing it one time at the end of the year. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but Rodney, what you're dealing with is forever. The digital world is here to stay.
I
The
understand that.
biggest difference between the 80s and the 2020s is that the 80s are so long gone, it's like a different planet. And the 2020s are the birth of something. We have no idea what it's going to look like in 10 years, but it's definitely going to be more advanced than this shit.
Well, I guess
You and I have a podcast where we can do this, even though you live 10,000 kilometers away from me. At some point, you and I are going to hologram this shit sitting next to each other.
yeah, we already talked about that. But I guess the point is that I'm trying to bring awareness. Like more people
Yeah,
need to
but
be aware of what their actions are actually doing.
the way the Koreans see it, they see it as the fallout to success. That's why they don't have a retirement thing for the elderly there or any infrastructure for the elderly. They don't fucking care. That's the
Yeah.
past. If you go and kill yourself, good for you.
I don't
They
know.
even have a word
Sorry.
for that shit where you go to
Sorry for
work
me
and you off
trying to
yourself.
trying out trying to help out our fellow listeners by not falling down the rabbit hole of getting nickel and dimed every month on services that you rarely fucking use.
I don't
Just
have
because
that
it's
problem.
simpler. Yeah, because you don't have fucking cards. You don't have a lot of debit cards. You deal in cash, which is a smart thing. You save yourself from that. You know where your
Yeah,
money's going. You know who has
I don't
access to
have
your money.
subscriptions to things. I don't even know where I well, I guess I could get a subscription. I just got to click on something on my phone, but
But it's like,
no,
I don't know. Like at the end of the day, like fuck. Like that's how
my
I got
biggest
into.
issue with online right now is that half the websites won't accept my card because it's not a Visa, it's a debit card, right?
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of
I've had that
people
problem.
that don't have credit cards, they get then some kind of specific card or Visa from Amazon or
Hmm.
somebody in their line of selling products and stuff. They you get your own card for that and you can buy it like that.
Yeah,
Bernadette has an Amazon card. And I'm
yeah.
like,
I
what
got
is
an
that?
Amazon
Is that
card
a credit
too.
card or an Amazon card? And she goes, what's the difference? And I go,
They're
you're right.
both.
Whatever.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Like we people get so blinded by what they're offering you in the front. Like okay, like signing up for the credit cards. Yeah, you're gonna get $100 off this statement. But what happens after you've racked up that like my point? Like Amazon gave me an $8,500 credit card. And now it's
Why?
all the way up to 75 because I bought a motorcycle because I could because I thought that I'd make the payments and everything and I'm making the payments but my payments are like $300 a month. That's
Oh.
health insurance right there. I could have health insurance if I didn't have this Amazon card. It's like, and I'm ragging on myself here, but like I'm just as guilty of it. Like I sign up for all these things and try and get all the deals, but now it's so fucking confusing. My email is so littered. It's so littered with all these different fucking promotional emails and all this shit that I signed up for that like I'm struggling something difficult trying to keep it all and like the passwords and everything. And then one website gets hacked and they got all your information. Now you got to change all your shit. Now all your algorithms fucked up and it's like it's just one big ass headache. And I wish that I could just like throw away my smartphone and go back to the 90s where all I had to worry about was rent and getting food and the electricity bill.
Well,
You know.
adapt or die. Adapt or die, my friend.
Well, that's what it is. Like, I mean, I'm one of those firm believers that like I love the advancement of technology and society and everything, but everything could blow up in an instant. You know, we know that for a fact.
Sure, but you do know that the entire world now is digital and it's
I
designed to stay
understand
that
that.
way.
I understand that. But one nuclear fallout and technology is reset.
Yeah,
All
that's
of it.
Yeah, that's inevitable though
But
at this
that
point.
okay, the point of my rambling is that like we need like the more technology that we get into, the more that we need to like be making sure that we still know how to do primitive things. Like a lot of kids these days, like they don't see the value in learning how to start your own fire.
Yeah, because there's no money to be made in that. Why would you go to school? What?
Why would you need
This,
to make money if the whole world's gone? I don't know. It's just a
dude,
simple thing.
nobody cares about anything but making money. They don't give a fuck
Yeah,
about
no, I
actually
get
owning
that,
it.
man. Fuck.
Like my skill is making money. That's like I oh, this is the way the world works, man. Nobody gives a fuck. Now, I read something really strange and I didn't fully understand it. California's whole economy,
Mm-hmm.
right? When we talk about the raw materials
Mm-hmm.
that California possesses, it is the most mineral rich state that we got. All right. Because it has everything,
Even more
right?
than
I'm not
Alaska.
saying it has an abundance of everything because Alaska and Texas got a beat on oil, but they got oil. Okay. I'm not saying that they have the most gold on the planet because that belongs to South Africa, but they have it, right? They have everything. California literally has everything,
So they
right?
have the variety. Yeah.
And yet people are leaving the state in
Because
hundreds
it
of
literally
thousands.
looks like fucking hell on earth.
And the reason why is because those minerals alone, what made that state the state it was for from the beginning of California until like I think COVID, the amount of people that got there, the way the economy was built, it was based off of the backs that there's shit in the ground that we can pull out and make money out of it.
Okay.
And then the whole world changed, and that is not enough for where the economy where California is for how much money the minerals in the ground are not enough because the digital world or Silicon Valley took that and then the digital world tripled the economy, which means the minerals alone in California are not enough to keep up with where we are in life now. I don't know how to explain that, right? Where we all started this, where this all started, it's not valuable anymore unless you get it all for one company and do this, that, and the other with it. No, in the 1850s, not everybody got rich off of the gold rush, but everybody went because there was gold. That gold isn't enough to keep people there anymore.
Well, there was gold and there was land.
Yes, none of that is enough anymore. Everything that made California what it was for over a century is no longer sustainable to where they have brought their economy to. And that's more or less for everybody. We have a canal that connects New York City, the Hudson River, to the Great Lakes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. We no longer use that. That connected the world back then.
Okay.
Okay. That tiny canal that went up the Hudson, across over to the entire state of New York to
Yeah.
Buffalo, right into there. That was such, dude, do you know what that did to the economy of New York?
Yeah. And then we
And
got
what it did
planes.
to the United States and to the world, it's nothing now. It's just something where people drive through with their little itty bitty little summer boats. And they don't
What's your
even think
point?
about. The point that I'm making is the world that we're complaining about isn't even there anymore. You and I are going to have brand new rules in about 5 years. And
You
you and
mean
I are
the
going to
world
talk
that we're
about this
that
moment.
we're daydreaming about? Like the world that we're complaining about is right now.
Yeah, but this world is just the beginning. There is no going back from this.
I'm
There's nothing that can make us go back to anything less than what we've already have. And less than what we have is not enough to keep going. We need to be a part of the new world if we want to keep paying this garbage rent for shit that isn't worth the fucking box that it comes out of. Oh, that was an
okay.
issue we had at work.
I'm
The
gonna have to
boxes.
apologize for you on that because like all that stuff that I just let you said, it arrived at no point besides we gotta deal with it.
Yeah,
That's
there is nothing. There is no going back from this.
that was a
That's what
long
my
walk for
point
a
of this.
short
There is
drink of water.
no going back from this except for an apocalypse. That ship sailed a long time ago, probably 1990.
I don't know, man. You're so
Although if I were to
dramatic.
ask
So
Microsoft, I think they
dramatic.
would say No,
Like,
it's not dramatic.
you
It's the
are
way it is.
dramatic. Like you're in the sense like I all that stuff that you said about why you think California is getting abandoned now. I don't find any of that to be the fault. I feel in my opinion, and like I'm a complete outsider, but I am closer to California than you are. I've met people that have evacuated California.
Yeah.
The fact is that they've buried themselves into a hole of debt, and now they're on the verge of war times as far as the low economy. Like the average one bedroom apartment over there costs 2 grand a month, which
Well,
means
that's
that
what I
the
was trying to say.
average
That we're with the digital world, it tripled something that was already like huge.
no, it's the
And
fact that they made themselves too popular that to where now they're constantly fighting each other that you can only live in California if you have some level of fame.
yeah, but
Like,
I could say the same for New York, and I could say the same for
yeah,
like you can't
okay,
step
and
if
those
you
are
can't
hot
step foot in
spots.
South
It's
Florida.
not a world problem. We're talking about two cities in this country of
It is
America.
very much a world problem. The issues in California are not foreign to just
No, it's
California.
not foreign,
Japan
but
has
it's
been
not
going
California's
through.
fault either. California is just the hot spot where all of these bad ideas converged, and now they're just falling apart because they're working against each other. Their government is systematically trying to get the rich out so that it can be a free country for the fucking homeless. You know, they're systematically fighting so bad and they're so easily swayed because of all of the Hollywood, the media and everything. People are listening to what the enemy wants to tell them and everything. And nobody's doing their own research and they're just getting fooled. They think that their governor or their mayor is going to get them out of the thing whenever he's really in bed with fucking Canada or fucking bed with New York over
Okay,
there. Like, let's fuck
okay,
this
you
city
gotta.
up.
Okay, that is one thing you have got. That is nobody is an enemy bigger to America than America itself. The biggest enemy on the planet for America is America. You go to you have that. There's nobody out there that wants anything but money. All right. There's nobody trying to take over land except for Americans. They're the only ones that want to do that. Canada doesn't want anything to do but trade. They don't give a fuck about the U.S. on any other thing. That's why there's a border, dude. Nobody's going after America except for America.
That's a lie.
You are so enclosed in your world. You have no, oh my God. It's wild that you would say some shit like that. Canada doesn't give a fuck about America.
Oh
They
my
got their
gosh,
own
shut the
problems.
fuck up, Greg. Shut the fuck up right now. That's the
You
only
shut the
fucking
fuck
little
up.
bit
You
of
are
shit
so
that you fucking
stupid.
heard. Here,
Dude,
I
how,
got
you
it.
are
I
the
got it.
biggest.
All right, guys. No, Greg fucking chose to hear the one thing that I fucking said. Oh, that fucking maybe the governor's in bed with Canada. Okay, yeah, we're gonna mute you. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, keep fucking bitching, you little bitch. Yeah, are you done? Are you done? All right, let's get over that. Okay, fuck you. I let you go on your rant. You can let me go on a rant. Did I hurt your feelings?
No, man, I feel bad for you. Your world is going to fucking fall apart before your very eyes. And I'm going to be like, I
All
know.
right, hey, first watch your words and fucking back them up, okay? Because I said one stupid thing. You're over here bitching about fucking money like you're still in the
Dude, you've
30s.
always said shit
Money
like
is
that,
not
though. And I
how
just
fucking
never cared because I don't. I understand that things only happen because people have money.
Oh my
I know.
gosh,
Okay, so
dude.
you are
You gotta
Rodney,
realize we're so
Rodney,
far
Rodney,
past that. There are more
Rodney.
things that are desirable than money. Fucking
No,
there are people
there's
out there that
nothing
actually
more important than
thrive
money.
off of another person fucking failing.
Rodney, you are my best friend in the whole wide world. And that's why $10,000. If somebody came to me and said, I need you to kill him for 10 grand, your life is over. I got bills to pay, man. You are my best friend. $10,000.
Okay, so then you just admitted that you're adding to the problem. You are infected by money.
You say so.
Well, that's exactly what you just fucking said. You would kill your friend of 20 years for a small payment of 10 grand that would be out of your fucking bank account in less than 24 months and you'd
Got
be
bills to
back
pay,
in
man.
debt?
Yeah, of course I would.
Yeah.
I killed my, yeah. And
Okay.
so
All right.
would
All right,
you.
everybody.
You just,
Everybody, you
you're,
heard
that's
it
like,
here.
The
This
point that
podcast is
I'm
literally
making right
worth less
now
than
is
10
that
grand to
everybody
Greg.
has a number. And just because mine is lower than yours, I know you got a number. I
No,
know that someone could give you a
I
number
don't
and
have
you're
a
going to be
number,
like, Greg,
Greg.
it's nothing personal.
I don't have a number.
Yes,
But
you
I have
do.
fucking
Everybody has a
morality. I
number.
have virtues. I wouldn't kill somebody just because somebody got paid.
Yes, you would.
No, I
You
wouldn't.
just you haven't been put in that position in the same way, I
Okay,
guess.
Greg,
But
the difference between you and I is that I've made $100,000 in 12 months. I know what it's like to have 10 grand, and I know that it's not worth somebody else's fucking life.
all life has a price tag on it.
Yes,
You
all
just
life
have to
has a
be
price
able to
tag
do
on it in a means of
all
good
life.
over bad. But you're going down a
There,
rabbit hole. You're going down
no,
the rabbit hole where you just admitted that money is the single power in your fucking
there
life.
is nothing more important on this planet. Going by what I know about the British colonies and how they did business with the Asians, like the Dutch in Indonesia, the British with India, going then fast forwarding to the Boer War when it was about diamonds, going to Vietnam when it was about communism,
Okay?
nothing
That's
is more
resources,
important
not money.
on the
That's
planet than
resources.
money. And
Okay.
you are a resource.
Yeah,
You
I am a
are a resource.
resource.
And you can be taken away just
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
That's how this world works. And if you freak out every time the government does something weird, they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Okay, who's freaking out? I'm not freaking out. I was telling you my explanation of why I feel like people are abandoning fucking California is because their system is not working for them.
Yeah,
They
I
realizing
agree
that
with
there
you.
is
And I
easier life
described how
elsewhere. That what California's resources are not matching up to the bill that you're
that's
paying to
what I
live there.
said. That's exactly what I said. The shit that they pull out of the ground is not enough to keep them going. And they have so much of it.
All right, but that doesn't make any sense because you're with that premise you're thinking that you're setting it up like everybody that makes money in California are miners, farmers, they're digging up earth.
They were.
No, it's called
They
fucking
were.
entertainment. All right,
Dude,
yeah.
the beginning of California had nothing to do with Hollywood. The
Why are
beginning
we
of
talking about
California was
California
gold
in
and
fucking
oil
1710? What the fuck? Or
because it
1810?
matters. How do you think we got here, man? Everything is a cause and effect. What happened here? Well, that's because we did this. Well, what happened here? It's because we did this. Well, why did we do this? Well, that's because this and this and
Okay,
this
well,
happened.
are you going to
And then
choose to
this.
keep chasing the blame or are you going to look for an answer?
Yes, the answer
That's
is
what
in
I'm
the
getting
past.
at. Huh?
The answer is in the past.
No, the cause is in the past. The
Yes, which
cause
is
is
where our
not always
answer
the
is to
answer.
all this. That's the answer.
No. Okay, are you seriously going to solve racism by figuring out who the first racist person is?
I can. I can solve racism in a heartbeat, man.
Do it. Do it. We got four
Okay.
minutes.
So the year
Two
was
minutes.
1645 or 1655. Don't quote me on that. There was a revolt of the poor white people in the colonies. Okay. It did not work. It did not work. All right. But the wealthy of like North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia got together and they were horrified. They couldn't believe that these poor white people came up with the idea that they would revolt. So what did they do? They changed laws. The first thing that they changed was um, back then, according to British law, the class of the child goes off of where the mother's class was. That was a big thing in British
Hmm.
society. The
Hmm.
class of the child is the class of the mother. All right. She decides what the kid is going to be.
They did that in New Orleans.
Now, in America, we freaked out because that means white ladies can have black kids, which makes the black kid white then. Because that's the class system and that's how it's written down in Britain. And we were like, no, fuck that. Okay. So when which white man finds a poor white girl, in theory, that's what theory, the baby's white. It's fine. Also, give the poor white people guns. Let them have the right to bear arms. Don't let the black people do it. And all of a sudden, you got this barrier between people that did not see any difference between each other except for their skin tone. And overnight, all of a sudden, they were so different. Do you know what the cure for racism is? Burn your fucking money. Because that's your influence in life. Get rid of fucking money. There's no reason to be hateful towards each other because you're all fucking poor. Huh. No, man. This isn't done. This is forever. This is the world we live in, man. Don't be an asshole.
But you're being an asshole.
I'm not. I know I'm being an asshole, but that's the message of all this. Just don't be a fucking asshole to people. We're all struggling. We're all under the same influence of money.
The more you hold greed, the more you will need.
This isn't about greed at this point. This is about people that can't even get enough.
It was. If you eliminate the greed, you eliminate racism.
Yes,
and you're talking about
but you
money,
and I are not greedy people. I don't consider myself a greedy person in the slightest. And yet I've done horrifying things to make a buck. Horrifying things I'm ashamed of.
That's your reality.
Make a buck. So have you.
No, I have not.
And you will. Dude, you will have to. If you haven't yet, you will.
Don't fucking act like you know me, brother. I have never done anything that I'm ashamed of.
I've known you for 20 years.
Okay.
I've known you for 20 years.
You've been that I've done that I would be ashamed of.
Dude, you've been arrested over money.
No, I haven't. I've been arrested for not paying because I didn't have the money. That's not fucking. What the fuck? How do those two things in common? How are those two things in common?
They are very much alike because they were.
Or fucking sell myself to pay for rent. No, I fucking took the loss and I went to jail.
Okay, that's extreme. But maybe then you and I have different forms of extreme. Fucking somebody over so you can pay your rent is an extreme thing to do.
Yeah,
and yet it's a very normal. Yeah, I have fucked many people over.
That's what I'm saying. That's your reality, Greg. We are two different fucking dogs, man. Like, that has been my number one
I've had to fuck so many people over. I had to get a person kicked out of the military because they accused me of some shit that was really wild. But when it was found out that what they said was a blatant lie, they were then chaptered out. Dude, I wear that.
Okay.
I wear that. People's lives have been ruined so that I could pay my rent.
Okay. That might be true for you, but it's not true for me. I'm sorry that you feel that way, brother.
I thought your mom got all fucked up over money. I'm pretty sure that what you're saying is
got fucked up over fame. My mom got fucked up over fame because she couldn't deal with just being a boring fucking white lady that was stable. It's my mother is allergic to stability. Okay? Me, like I can't recall one thing that I did for money. If I fucked you over, it's because I didn't like you. And I thought that you deserved it. You know, like, I mean, I'm really scratching my head. I'm like, what is the lowest thing that I did? The lowest thing that I did was I divorced my ex-wife so that I could actually fucking not kill myself. That's like the lowest thing that I did. I set her off so that I could actually have somewhat a bit of a life for myself. That's my biggest regret. All right. Well, Greg is fucking frozen up, I guess. We will end it there. Even though this is a shitty part to end on. It got real heated there. But thank you guys for listening. We will be back. I'm pretty sure we're going to have more to say about this. But thank you all for listening. Later.